In our last episode, we walked the blood-soaked path through Dealey Plaza. 3 shots, a president killed, and the world changed forever. Now, we step inside the story we were told to believe. The Lone Gunman Theory. Lee Harvey Oswald, a 24-year-old ex-Marine, a defector, a Marxist, a man with a murky past and a mail-order rifle. The Warren Commission's official verdict: Oswald acted entirely alone. He fired 3 shots from the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository. 1 missed. 1 struck both President Kennedy and Governor Connolly. The 3rd, fatal. 1 man, 3 bullets, no conspiracy. It was simple, too simple. But this time, we're not just taking the official story at face value. Like any good courtroom drama, we've called an expert witness. Not human, but highly qualified. Meet our AI legal eagle and investigative analyst with perfect memory, 0 bias, and access to everything they tried to bury. She will examine the evidence, flag inconsistencies, and highlight what others missed or ignored. She doesn't speculate. She doesn't blink. She just follows the truth wherever it leads.
Commission Exhibit 399. The magic bullet caused 7 wounds in 2 men and was recovered nearly intact.
This bullet supposedly shattered bones and pierced flesh, then turned up on a hospital stretcher with barely a dent. The commission said this bullet made the timeline work. Without it, the entire theory collapses. Senator Richard Russell, a member of the Warren Commission, didn't buy it. He raised concerns about the single bullet theory, but his objections were minimized, footnoted, buried. Then came the Zapruder film. Grainy, silent, but damning. Kennedy's head snaps backward, not forward. Frame 313. The supposed shot came from behind. So how? Dozens of witnesses claimed they heard gunfire from the grassy knoll. Some ran toward it. Others saw smoke. They were ignored.
A 1979 congressional report found a high probability of a second shooter based on audio evidence.
And more recently, another theory emerged, sparked by a closer look at the Zapruder footage. Some viewers believe Secret Service driver William Greer is seen turning back toward the president, raising his arm and firing the fatal shot.
No official investigation has substantiated the claim that the driver fired the shot. However, enhanced versions of the footage continued to circulate and fuel ongoing debate.
Whether it's a trick of light, degraded footage, or something more sinister, it's just one more question in a case overflowing with them. And then there's Jack Ruby. 2 days after the assassination, Oswald was gunned down by Ruby on national television. No trial, no testimony, only silence. Oswald's final words: "I'm just a patsy." And with that, the case was sealed, but never settled. For decades, skepticism simmered. The theory of a lone gunman felt incomplete. The pieces didn't quite fit. Why did Oswald visit Soviet and Cuban embassies in Mexico City just weeks before the shooting? Why was the CIA monitoring those embassies, but had no footage, no photos, no proof of Oswald's presence?
Surveillance logs from Oswald's embassy visits were erased or never logged.
James Angleton, the CIA's head of counterintelligence, claimed little knowledge of Oswald, yet newly declassified files told a different story.
Angleton ran a mail intercept program that tracked Oswald's correspondence before and after his Soviet defection
and the friction between President Kennedy and the CIA. It was more than political. Kennedy had lost trust after the Bay of Pigs disaster. He even discussed dismantling the agency.
A 1961 memo by JFK aide Arthur Schlesinger Jr. proposed removing covert power from the CIA.
Enemies within, an unstable figure circling the periphery, and a public desperate for clarity. Instead, they got simplicity. One man, 3 bullets, end of story. But now, even Congress is asking questions. Representative Anna Paulina Luna has demanded access to a rumored video, one that may place Oswald at ground level near the motorcade at the time of the shooting. If confirmed, it would tear the official timeline apart.
In that footage, Oswald may appear in a location physically inconsistent with the alleged sniper's nest.
And now, after decades of delay, in March 2025, the US government finally released the full JFK Assassination archive. Over 6 million pages. The final pieces, we were told. But some researchers remain unconvinced.
Until 2025, thousands of documents remained redacted. But even now, full transparency is questioned by researchers who claim key files were sanitized before release.
The Lone Gunman Theory offered a tidy conclusion to a national trauma. 1 man, 3 shots. A nation shattered, yet consoled. But the deeper we dig, the harder it is to believe. Was Oswald really alone? Or was he exactly what he claimed to be? A pawn in a far bigger game. Next time, we follow the surveillance trail into CIA files, embassy visits, and the names that keep surfacing in the shadows. Because if Oswald didn't act alone, then someone else did. In episode 3, we hand the investigation over to the machine. AI will scan thousands of files, timelines, and testimonies to uncover what human investigators missed or ignored. From missing surveillance logs to embassy encounters, from interagency secrets to names long buried in redacted ink, the cover-up might be bigger than the crime. Next time on ConspirAIcy Court, the missing links. AI examines the cover-ups. Subscribe, share, stay tuned. The people demand answers, and AI is ready to deliver its verdict. No emotion, no bias, no hidden agenda. Just data, just facts, just truth.
Verdict loading. Verdict loading. Now, AI delivers the final verdict.
This is ConspirAIcy Court. Trial by AI.